everybody, I am Gosha from Cosmic Agency. As I promised you in the community section of my channel, I am going to share with you today Yaski's perspective on the current situation. And I was a bit skeptical, we were, all of us, if perhaps we should continue in this direction, sharing these perspectives on political situations, whether we should be getting involved at all, sharing this. It's not that they're not involved, they are. It's just that myself, in the videos, I am not sure if I want to go there specifically into political regions. However, this is something that is concerning all of us and everybody at this time. So I think all of you are very interested to know our views, our thoughts, Taigetan's views and thoughts on what's happening. I am a strong believer in giving you what I believe to be true, and even if it's something that may not necessarily make everyone happy. And that's what actually we have been known for in a way, and that's what Yaski has been known for as well. She's never there to sugarcoat anything. She's giving things as she believes them. So having said that, as you know, we have been, and Taigetans also have been supporting, observing, but supporting Trump and his team. And as they were expressing, he was a better choice for the humans, not the ideal choice. However, is a better choice, and we have been entrusting, and Aneka has been entrusting in her insiders' information. Aneka always dedicated and always with passion to help. This is her only drive and intention, and she has always just wanted to pass us the most exact and accurate information that was available to her at any given moment. However, with that said, Yaski has a little bit of a different approach to this whole thing. Just remember that she's a wider personality, a wider consciousness, I should say. So she always perceives things from multiple levels, from higher levels, from most expanded perspectives. She always sees layers to each situation. So as you will see here, this whole Trump, not Trump situation, QAnon, is not as simple and not as black and white as you would like it to be. And it's confusing and it's muddy, and it's understandable that we all feel this way. As Yaski herself explains, she can see multiple timelines and she can see multiple layers of the game and of the situation. And as I speak here, commenting with my own words several points, I will also introduce her direct words. So about this subject, seeing ahead and seeing various timelines, this is what she's saying. I can see ahead. I remember things, and I also have access to historical data on this moment in Earth's history. Data that Taigetans do not have. But time is not one line as people perceive. So even knowing all this, each time you live something, it is a little bit different. Simply because of the fact that you know, because you have been there before. You observe, therefore you change it. It changes. So even knowing ahead, I cannot know for sure what will happen, but I can foresee a narrow number of possible events, discarding not so possible ones. So in the end, knowing what will happen, but also knowing that timelines are not fixed events, amounts to not knowing. So in the end, I'm left like all the others. I accept that, except for the fact that I know how it works. I don't get my information from military, nor from any contacts. I pull it off my mental field. As you listen to this perspective coming from Yaski, you decide yourself if following this perspective is for you, After all, this is about your own inner sense of responsibility and empowerment. As was said in the last video called Art of War, we are in war, the war is going on, this is a real fight. And as Yaski explains, I'll be looking here at my notes not to distort her words, many people inside the Q Trump's team are genuine people and genuine fighters. And as Yaski explains, even Trump most likely is genuine. However, what she's seeing here, and she's seeing it from multiple levels, you will see what I mean, is that behind them there is still a deeper layer of the cabal. And as it was explained in the Art of War video, it is that mysterious manager playing both parts, both sides, behind the scenes. The fight on the lower level, the fight that we see, might be or is very real. Even if that fight might be the fight for their own interests. However, what they don't know, both sides, is that they are being played and manipulated by the manager in a multiple layer, multiple level chess game. This is not just one-dimensional game. This actually extends far beyond Earth and far beyond to other densities. It is a multi-level chess. And Yaski, she's seeing those levels, and that's why she's bringing in this perspective. At one level, things look a certain way. At a deeper level, things add up differently. It is all a multiple layer circus, where something is positive at one level and not so at another. They say Trump is playing 4-level chess. The Taigetans are playing 8-level chess. And I am playing 16-level chess here. So as she says here, even though from the lower level the fight is very real, and you might even end up supporting one player over the other, like in a boxing ring, still, when looked from above, it loses its significance, and it is even clearly perceived by her, by Yaski, as distraction. As distraction to the real fight that is going on, and that is for the survival of the human race, which we'll go into a bit later. Things are complicated because patriots are a wide group of people, and many do stand for liberty and for their true country. But then again, those are also being manipulated to be of use to the cabal as a distraction. I see all the mind energy of the collective going into all that, not addressing the virus problem. Again, delegating their power to politicians. They use good, well-intentioned and good-hearted people of all levels to fulfill their agenda. Even Trump may not know he is being used. I don't doubt in some of those generals with good intentions wanting to re-establish the Republic of the USA. But also I know they are being used by manipulative agents from behind. Here the main point of this is that of the delegating of our power, waiting for saviors. How many years we have already been waiting for the alliance to be delivering what they have been promising. I'm not saying that it's easy what they have to accomplish. And I'm not saying I don't believe when they say they are not ready yet to execute certain actions because this or that. However, this on the other hand, is making people stagnant. This is making people continue to wait instead of organizing themselves into a real resistance. Because people are the real resistance, not politicians. It's not about waiting for someone, again, to be solving and fixing the situation for us. This is making all of us, starseeds, non-starseeds, people who are awake, waiting because there's someone, there's an alliance fixing the situation for us. And we have been waiting and waiting instead of organizing ourselves into a true resistance. So in a way, if you look at it that way, it is a perfect Cabal's plan. It would be, if it looked that way, to control the opposition, to control their real resistance, because you have them waiting. People are hearing arrests and things about to be done all the time. What does that cause? People not to do anything for themselves. I am always about empowering the people, and they are giving their power away. The Cabal's plan is working perfectly. They are stopping all opposition to their plan. I also told you that it could be all an operation to discredit all the conspiracy theorists, to stop them from organizing any true resistance. There have been low-level Cabal arrests. These are traitors to their cause that they have to remove anyway. They no longer serve them, and they use them as propaganda to give credibility to their team. Q's whole plan is compartmentalized, like the moon landing scam. Most believe that it is true, and they work with enthusiasm and with all their hearts, thinking that they are doing the right thing. Trump, I highly doubt that they will put him back as president. But I also see that if they do, it will be the perfect distraction to their plan. Because people will be happy and hopeful. Because justice has finally been done. They will think that there are positive people in power protecting them. I will not fall for that. On the other hand, people need to have some sort of hope, or they will not fight. That is why this heartbreaking moment is so dangerous, because the perception of the people is in the likeness to, if the President of the United States cannot fight the Cabal, as a normal citizen, I cannot do anything at all, making them fall down and obey orders when they need to rebel in mass. This point here is very important as well, because people putting so much hope in the alliance team and then seeing that things are not happening and they are waiting and waiting, losing hope. First, it makes them stagnant because they are not organizing themselves into any action, just waiting for someone else, again, to be solving their situation. And two, it makes them believe, or it may make them believe in the end, that they are powerless. Since, hey, if Trump even cannot fix the Cabal and cannot fight against the Cabal, what can I do, a simple person? So this way, they are stripping away people's sense of own empowerment, because they are making them see that even the alliance is powerless against us, against the Cabal, because we are so strong and powerful. So there's nothing you can do yourself individually, and that's the idea. So this is a very dangerous situation here, because even if the alliance is working on something for real, the fact that they have been having all these obstacles and us waiting, it makes us feel powerless, where in fact we should be looking into ourselves and looking to organize ourselves, not wait for anybody else on the outside, especially not politicians. So if people want to continue placing bets on the alliance and Trump, do so. That's fine, that's your decision, but remember, see it as a possible solution, but not as the only solution, not at all. According to Yasky, this is a distraction. Another point to mention here that Yasky brought up to our attention is that the Cabala's game being very deep, it may be that they are using QAnons and Patch Patriots to filter out their own traitors. So this way we can see arrests here and there happening. But this is because they are actually just taking themselves out. They are filtering out who is no longer needed to them. So this way the Cabala is now stronger without those bad elements, so to speak, and this way also it serves them to continue to give hopium, as she says, hopium psyops. So it gives them more credibility. So you have to look at it that way as well, because the game is multi-layered and is very, very, very deep. There are many promises that are never fulfilled, and those that are fulfilled or could be fulfilled is that they are little or reversible. These are steps they take to build trust and credibility. The trick is in not giving 100% lies. They use what is really going on to their advantage, twisting and deforming truth to their advantage. Example of this is the Bible. Yes, the flood happened. So they use it as for credibility, because it is scientifically provable. There was a deluge. But it was not caused by God or anything like that. It was a cataclysm, the one of Tiamat, as you know. Yasky also mentions that probably, maybe, could be, you would be seeing or possibly seeing the evidence contrary to what is said here. You will be seeing actions taken, but as she wants to stress, this is not contrary evidence. It is just another level of the game. So what is a better option for humanity at one level is not at another level. Again, multi-level chess. That's why this is also confusing and muddy. So you might see things happening, you might not, but it is not going to be the evidence contrary to what is said. It's just that things will be going on one level. It doesn't mean that looking from another, it will be exactly that way. So people might see in the next few months fights and allegations and proof that the Patriots are real. And they are real, at their level, of course. As seen from afar, it is nothing but a common street fight. Objectively, it looks like Trump is a better option. And from that level, he is, with no doubt, a better option. The problem is that we are not looking at the Trump situation from the same level people are, not even the Taigetans. It comes down to this. From down below, in the Cabal, in the tummy of the beast, the Trump circus is the best distractor from the real problem humanity is facing. Genocide with you know what. People cannot fathom such a level of evil because they are not evil themselves. They cannot see the beast because essentially humans are good creatures, only developing their psychopathologies from entity parasitation. A thought pattern is a parasite. So are ideas. The end game is to kill off humans. Extremely intelligent beings are setting humanity up for its own destruction and even manipulating them to want that destruction. They are using real conflicts like Trump versus Cabal one, if it is real,
as a perfect distractor while they kill off the population. That is the end game, no other. What beings? As you know, humanity is not one species, but one more or less homogeneous species that holds many souls of many other species as one in 3D, all playing to be human. Those I always refer to as the extremely intelligent ones playing humanity for fools are no other than Federation races and people in power at the Federation that are there in 3D and here in 5D at once.
More about the parasitization, including reptile parasitizing, not sure that's the right word, in 3D and 5D tulpas in the next video, very interesting video. In short, what you will see and what you see here in this whole situation is going to be different depending on what level of the game you want to see. Aneka last night, for example, said, I think there is a real fighting for power at one level, but all as a distraction anyway. So in my opinion, both Trump and Yaski are right. Because, say, street level, you do want one or another boxer to win, in this case Trump. But from above, it does start to lose significance. You know it is all part of the same game. Sick it is. With the manager of the game being somewhere beyond and controlling the game from beyond, how do we get to that entity? How do we actually get to the manager? What is the solution? How can we address the root of the problem? Since the two boxers in the ring, that doesn't seem to be the root of the problem. How do we actually get to the cause of the problem, the manager himself, from inside? How do we address the manager? And this is what Yaski says.
You can't from Earth. From inside the boxing ring, with the other guy chasing you around to take you out, you cannot go talk to the manager in his office, far away from the action. There is a way from there. Only one way from there. You must stop playing the game collectively. Everything goes on because people keep playing the same sick game, and it reflects back to them all. They are making it all happen. The people. Broken shoes. That's why it is getting worse and worse, because they feed each other fear and they manifest their tulpas. You must stop playing the game collectively, believing everything they tell you, giving media and politicians your attention, not taking control of your own lives, believing in authority and obeying it blindly. Every time I see everything clearer, and I only say what I see, I only say what I have. All that with Trump, the rigged elections, the QAnon, the arrests, serves as a distraction so that people do not organize themselves, so that they cannot form a real resistance, since they again give away their power to the government, in this case Trump, all with the goal to proceed with the genocide plan and the imposition of a completely controlled new currency and the imposition of a repressive fascist world government as has never been seen before on Earth. As we have said so many times, people must unite and create a real resistance where they rebel en masse and do not comply with the directives of governments. Mass rebellion is the key, or they will die. Federation, galactic federation of light, will do nothing, because they are the cabal behind everything, the ones who are causing everything that is seen on earth today. Everyone must decide to what extent they can help and how they can help. And you must also understand that it is not your responsibility to save the world or other people. Help with what you can help. But if you don't see how, then just save yourselves. This when you see that there is no other soul that understands or follows you. The difference between really awake and asleep is increasing. Those who follow Trump are believed awake, for example, when it is just one more level in the awakening. I share this because it is what I see with alarming clarity. Whether they say I am negative or not, I don't care. It will depend on each one if what they want is placebos that give hope, dopamine and hopium, or either they wish or have the nerve to see the truth, no matter how ugly it may be. QAnon's catchphrase is "Trust the plan," which means that you don't do anything. I don't like that "trust the plan" part, but at the same time, the worst thing patriots could do now is to start any violent action, because the bad ones would use it as propaganda against the good ones. So in that case, do nothing is a better option. Because if Trump has the military, then civil militia would only stand in their way. Civil militia is organized groups of civilians with guns, wanting to protect the Constitution. Besides, what would they attack? They would end up fighting the National Guard and the army. And that is precisely what the bad ones want. Militia and army, both on the good side, canceling each other out. So yes, from that point of view, it is better not to do anything now, only protect yourself as a civilian. People should not act against the military. They are on the same side here. But then, moving back, that's all part of the same game. Another problem is that the cabal has black militia. Those are the infamous Antifa. They are just waiting for the order to attack civilians, cause mayhem, destruction, rioting and bombs all over the US if Trump's side would make a move. That's why they are using the people as hostages. And from what I'm told, that is why Trump and team cannot move forward. But all this is only part of one level of what is going on. Even me saying all this is just like discussing strategy within a ball game. As seen from behind, it is a distraction. And what really matters is, and is not in the main focus here, are the vaccines rolling out worldwide now, killing people immediately to a few months because of severe organ failure. And organs fail because it triggers an autoimmune response. The body attacks itself until it dies. All this is so incredibly important that it is the cause of all the censorship all over, because they go to extreme measures to prevent people from knowing this. You cannot even talk about what is really important. Trump and team, just a ball game, as seen from above. My 2 cents. On a stellar level, Urma and Taygeta, we are just like conspiracy theorists, with little power. Taygeta will do everything it can to the limit of its possibilities. But it won't be enough. Either way, stop delegating your power to governments and rescuers. You are the only ones who can save yourselves. You must save yourselves.
To sum up, Aneka and the Taygetan team, as far as I know, even though they embrace and they agree with Yaski's perspective, they still choose to support Trump's team as the best option for humanity at this point, politically speaking, at the level we are looking at. She said last night, if they are distractors, they are also pawns. She still has respect for Trump. While for Yaski, as she's looking at things from a much higher perspective and more layers of the game, for her it's all a circus, and it's like deciding that one clown is better than the other. Her words, multi-chess. If you still decide to bet on the alliance, then do so. But just understand this is not the solution, and this is just one level of the game. It's all part of the much larger and much deeper game, and could very well be part of the larger destruction plan. People are the true solution and the true resistance. Do not ever give your power away to anybody. There is no way of knowing what will happen. There is a lot of confusion. Even Yaski herself cannot know exactly what will play out. So all these emotions you might be feeling in this moment, confusion, sadness, irritation, anger, pain, it's understandable, and I feel it. I have been feeling it for the last days. Aneka has been feeling it as well, and that's the general mood on the ship as well. But what is certain among all this confusion is that what the deep cabal is planning is the genocide of the humanity. So let's not lose the focus here. So let's continue to stay strong on that front, protecting yourself, others, and helping in whatever way you can to wake up as many people as possible, and the rest will unfold. As for me, I prefer not to choose too much on this level of the game, on this level of the circus, and even though it is somewhat important, of course, to the humanity, I prefer to choose to continue focusing on other videos and other mind-expanding information from Yaski, Aneka, and whoever else wishes to transmit anything. So you'll probably see me going back to those videos as well, and every now and then, if there's something important to add, like today, then I will come and update you on the perspectives. So thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.